What if, right? What if
What
it's
if?
AZ is going to move forward and Team Flash going into the lower bracket? Oh, you can imagine the pressure,
It's
right?
a tall order.
Season 6, 7, 8, these are your champions. But again, with the series right now, let's focus here on the series. Team Flash dominating here in the game one. The pressure is actually against Absolute Zero.
It is a defensive
Yep.
four-peat for Team Flash, which
Hmm.
which we will probably never see in history.
Yep, that is
No
true.
other region has
No
got a
other
four-peat
region.
before.
Correct.
Three-peat, maybe? I'm not too sure.
Uh, Malaysia, Malaysia. If
Malaysia?
I'm not SRG, if I'm not, oh, I'm not sure.
I'm not too
I'm not
sure.
sure
I'm
there.
not too sure either. But I know that four-peat would be something new.
Hmm.
So we'll see how that is eventually going to be like. We do have the Fanny, Hayabusa, Baxia banned out. The
Yep.
Kalia, Lucas. Kalia Lucas. Okay,
Yep.
Kalia's gone. So
Hmm.
now we have Lucas, we got Kimi, Jusin,
Yep.
Badang,
Chip.
Gatokacha, Chip,
Yep.
yes. All of these are still available. Who else should we be looking out for? Harif as well.
Yep, correct. And this is what we have discussed a while ago here, Abstract. So AZ right now, their strategy here is at least find a way to shut down one player. So I
Mhm.
guess they are prioritizing these assassins right now. So it's gonna be Hades having a hard time when it comes to his hero pool, but we have seen him very versatile on that fighter junglers as well. Suyo,
Yep, true.
he knew how to
And
use
Lucas as well.
Lucas as well.
He's one
So
of the first few people that show damage
exactly.
Lucas. That
Mm,
was in Snapdragon Pro Series.
there
And
you go.
everyone was playing like tank Lucas at the point. This was the only one that played damage Lucas. From that point on, people started playing damage Lucas.
This is what I love about Team Flash. To be honest,
Hmm.
they are the meta makers, man.
Yeah, they started
They're the meta
unorthodox.
makers.
Yeah.
That's why they are respected as well internationally here. And right now, they're going to go for the Moscow. Like so far, comfort picks for the side of Absolute Zero. They do have the first priority pick here. Now, no backshot. They don't want this Ube strat again once into the hands of Absolute Zero. Clea, which is highly the most contested when it comes to first picks. Not going to happen here for the side of AZ. And we've seen AZ right now in the hand of first priority pick. They do have Phovius here pretty much open. You don't want to give it away to the side here of Ken.
1-1 ban as well coming in from Team Flash. This will leave Lucas, Juicin,
Yeah, Lucas.
Granger available for the picking for AZ, but they gotta have to really consider as well, right? Team
Lucas.
Flash, what is the kind of heroes that they would want for themselves?
For them, if this is gonna be a first pick, Lucas here for the side of Absolute Zero, go for the Phovius once again.
Oh yeah,
But
Phoveus.
instead, they're
Okay,
okay.
makes sense.
They
will
want to take it
deny,
away. Yep.
deny the Phoveus away from Ken.
Hmm.
After looking at that dominant showing,
Yep.
I think that makes sense to pick up the Phoveus first.
Yep.
But that also means that the Lucas Granger is available for
Yes.
Team Flash or Juicin Granger. For sure, I think that Team Flash might want to prioritize picking the Granger.
Hmm.
Or would they?
They can. They can actually. Moscow right now has been banned. They have the Harriet as well, unless it will be denied by Absolute Zero here in this situation. But again, we've mentioned, of course, to Vanix, right? His most highly performing heroes was the Moscow. It was the Harith. Now, without these two, probably it's gonna be Beatrix, Bruno, or there you go,
There we
Granger.
go,
So they
Granger.
want to pick it first.
Yep.
They want to
They don't
have
have
these
a lot
comfort
of,
picks.
yeah, they don't really have a lot of options right now.
Yep, that's true.
So it now leaves, okay, so especially for, it comes down to Harif, right? It wouldn't
Mm.
go well for Team Flash because of the Phoveus already picked out. So you gotta have to kind of submit that Harif over to AZ. So
Mhm.
it's on, the ball is on Team Flash's court. Do they want to ban the Harif in the event that AZ don't pick it up? Or do AZ want to kind of risk that?
Yeah, good question there. So they can also go for the Lucas here this moment in time. There you go,
There we
Lucas
go.
and Matilda.
Good. I like this.
Then you can ban the Harith here of the side of Team Flash. They can
Mhm.
do that one. So it's a limited option right now for Absolute Zero when it comes to a gold lane. So
They have to ban
available-
goal lane actually.
Yeah.
Team Flash, they have to ban 2 goal laners. Irithel and Harif. I think these
Yep,
two is
Harith,
a
yep.
must ban. There is no other way around it unless Team Flash is like, you know what, it's okay. We'll just let Vanix feed scraps.
Yeah, correct.
That means that they have to kind of pivot away the kind of the win condition away from
Mhm.
Granger at the start. They need someone that is very, very snowbally at the start
Mhm.
in order to justify leaving Vanix alone.
But don't get me wrong, Absolute Zero did their homework here. At least they shutting down as well the Hades deep big hero pool or the comfort picks here without the assassins right now. But again, we've mentioned the Suyo is pretty much open as well if they want to go in for a brawl against that Lucas. But Lucas is really overpowered right now, especially with the
Indeed.
Matilda as well.
Hmm.
Great with this first phase of what we are seeing right now. Abstract Absolute Zero is having a pretty good draft.
The first 3 draft is pretty
Yep.
good, and they even forced a hand onto Coach Z's, where he's forced to make a choice. If he it's either he hard ban onto those 2 marksmen that I mentioned, or they just leave the marksman alone and change the draft, or rather set the drafts up so that the jungler is going to be the main win condition. Looking at the fact that they have banned the Harif, it
Yeah.
looks like they would want to keep the Granger as the win condition.
Yeah, me as well. I agree with you there, Abstract. They want to ban here Irithel, you have mentioned as well, just shutting the gold laners here for against the side of Absolute Zero. Because again, Salas is one of the key players for the side of Absolute Zero. This team wants to have an aggressive early game just to give Salas the space he needed to scale and carry over the late stages of the match as well. So they can go for the route here. I think Flash SG prioritize the gold lane heroes. But on the other side, Joy will now be taken out here, and Hades.
Oh,
This is
really?
what they want here, just cutting off Hades' hero pool here. So Suyo is
Mm.
pretty much the next hero on to choose here, unless they go for the Ling here. But
Irithel might not even need to be banned because of that Hilda pickup. There might not even a need to ban the Hilda. I mean, ban the Irithel.
okay,
They're
Kimi.
not afraid of that.
Yep.
So Kimi ban, I'm okay.
Yep.
I'm actually okay with this. I think that pickup of the Hilda is actually pretty smart.
Is he gonna
What?
go forward there,
Yeah,
especially with this lineup, right?
This Hilda is probably one of the only other
Export. Okay.
EXP laner that can really keep up with the Irithel and constantly applying the pressure onto the Irithel. You're not
Mhm.
really too afraid. You can always just rotate down to the bottom lane and deal with the Irithel during team fights. Yes, the Granger is definitely gonna have a little bit of a trouble dealing in the laning stage, but that will also mean that Team Flash with the roaming trio, they need to put attention over to the gold lane in order for Granger to not outright lose in the
Yep.
lane.
Okay. They need also to shut down, to be honest, the heavy aggression and the mobility from that Lucas. So anyway, Badang is pretty much open. Glue is pretty much open here as well. So most, if you think this is a
I think it is a
EXP,
glue XP.
yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. So
Hilda XP.
yeah,
Yeah,
probably
it should be a Hilda
they
XP.
need to be very aggressive here. And when it comes to the damage, I think having a roam Khalid is much preferable with this Zushin combo.
Okay, so AZ have decided to go for
Oh,
extremities, right? They want that early game dominance with the Phoveus, the
Mhm.
Matilda, as well as the Lucas, while still having a very good insurance policy over at the late stages of the game with that Sicilian. And to bank it all in, they add in the Brody, considering that they don't actually have a lot of other choices. They could have picked up the Irithel, but I
Yep.
think that they identify that, okay, the Hilda is going to be a pain in the ass to deal with. Let's just work with a Brody.
At least the single stun just to
The
get
single
away.
stun is not too bad. You have
Yeah.
is a gap extender. It's a stun. In the meantime, it should be more than enough to discourage a Hilda to continue running in.
But still, I have my doubts. Let's see if one of the few, if I'm not mistaken, first time going to see the Brody here in Apple SG Season 9, if I'm
Might
not
be the
mistaken.
second
Yeah,
time.
second time,
Might
is
be
it?
the second time.
Okay, but
Finally!
oh, there you go, Suyo.
We are finally seeing the Naruto versus the Sasuke fight.
Oh yeah,
We're finally seeing that.
the rivalry is happening here right now, and there's no Sakura is there to meddle with this fight
It's okay.
right now.
She don't matter.
Yeah.
Not like she's there for most of the fight anyways.
Stop Naruto! There's no third party right now here. So it's gonna be all out fight between this Sasuke and Naruto indeed. There you go. And for Absolute Zero, there's no turning back right now. It's do or die situation for them here. But then again, lower bracket is there. But if you are Absolute Zero, you want to win.
You want to win, but
You want to win.
oh man, did I break this down for me a little bit?
Yeah.
What am I seeing here?
I love the shutdown against the Salas hero composition here. They have taken away all the comfort picks against Salas, and they're going in for this Brody. For me, again, I mentioned a while ago, it's kind of doubting this pick right now, but this is the best what you get here. But JPL right now on the roam, as expected, they need to be very aggressive here, especially with Cartesi on the Zushin. They want to cut off any breathing space here. Rapidot once again on this Matilda, having a great combo on that Naruto right now on Lucas. I think both teams have their own play style, but again, for me, the only thing I didn't expect to be picked on the side of Absolute Zero is Salas Brody.
So now what I'm looking out for, or looking at, is that Team Flash is effectively splitting out the map into into half, right? It's a horizontal line across the map instead of a diagonal line. They put up quite a bit of a proxy game. They even tried to invade the opponent's jungle and apply a little bit of pressure down onto Rapidut. So now, even down to the bottom lane, as you can see, Nun is having a little bit of difficulty, but at least there's still the guiding wind to put Nun in a safer spot.
Wow, this is great aggression here we're seeing for Flash SG. It opens up a lot of space for them to actually control the early game tempo. But meanwhile here on the top side, all is silent here between these two. But having this Phoveus into the hands of Absolute Zero, this is a big win when it comes to the matchup against Ken.
So at this point in time, even though Team Flash is extremely aggressive, they haven't really quite found any opportunity just yet. JPL here at level 3, he's taking quite a bit of hits, but shouldn't be too big of a problem. Hades joins into the fray with a quick little arrow coming from Susano, but still nothing. It's all just poke and prod.
But Flash SG securing this turtle pit all around here with the JPL having the vision. And actually, Absolute Zero is trying to force team fight here, but Nan is still going for this purple buff. I think it's going to be too late.
Torn apart a memory! Not good enough to bring Vanix down, unfortunately. But in the meantime, we do have the turtle picked up by Team Flash. That would mean that we have quite a bit of shields coming up for Team Flash in order for them to play a little bit more aggressive, which is something that they absolutely needed since they want to invade.
Yeah, I think Salas right now will be very wary on his situation. Without the flicker right now, he's very vulnerable as well. With Flash SG's composition, they can dive. Actually, they can dive here, waiting for the right moment to pounce in. That's why we've seen Rapidots trying to defend the gold lane here at this moment.
Oh my goodness, JPL,
He's everywhere.
He is so disrespectful. Just walk right in the face of Bougie, and he's like, what do I do?
Oh, there you go!
There we go! Ooh. The Raging Sandstorm lands right on top of the Brody, takes him down, and this is going to spiral out of control as Nan goes into beast mode. Even though he did manage to get a kill down to the Katisi, he will lose his life as well. Bougie currently fleeing for his life away from JPL, and what JPL have decided to do is just walk into the turret's range and go for the quick sand guard so that he will be able to tank the turrets, allowing Hades to dive. But that didn't happen.
Yeah, it didn't happen, but there's non-stop aggression here.
Sun lands on top onto Salas, but it's okay. He still managed to get himself running away with the guiding wind.
It's really difficult here for Absolute Zero. Now without the flicker for the side of the Brody, he's much exposed right now. It's what Flash SG is trying to do. They want to shut down this gold lane right now, and it will give Vanix the moments or the space he needed to scale into this game. Again, Salas here is one of the key players for the side of Absolute Zero to scale into this game, but right now, Flash SG, non-stop aggression, want to give a vision all around across the map, but this is going to be the time for Absolute Zero to go for the pick themselves here, trying to converge on the top side.
To get a 2,000 goal lead in the laning phase is great, as now we move on over to Absolute Zero, trying to apply a little bit more pressure onto Flash, but they dealt all the damage onto Ken. Doesn't mean anything at all, because now Ken is back full damn health.
Oh, look at Vanix. He's trying to go for the pressure in the mid lane as well. They're trying to prioritize this turtle buff. There's going to be a mayhem here.
It's going to be a 5v4 fight right now. Hades jumps over to Vendetta, but Vendetta doesn't seem like he's going to be faced at all. As go for the pursuit, Nun goes down. Hades goes down as well. That is, both of the junglers has already been taken away. But unfortunately, Vendetta is a little bit far too deep in and have no choice but to fight to the death.
Oh man, JPL trying to fend off everyone here. Doesn't care! He doesn't care the disrespectful, that's what you have mentioned here, Abstract. It still survived, just absorbing all the damage. And now the turret here in the middle lane will be exposed as well.
That is
Flash
actually
SG.
that is actually a pretty big IQ play from the side of JPL.
Oh, you.
Not only is it just a disrespectful move, but it freezes the lane in the middle lane just so that the creeps can go far in enough so that they don't hang around by the edge of the turret. This way, they have good ways to bring down the T1 turret in the middle lane, and this opens up so much possibilities to what Team Flash can do in the opponent's jungle.
And man, even though they're going to go for Ken.
Oh no! Another Infinite Pursuit. Oh, never mind. Total Memory breaks him down.
And now that's going to be Ken being taken down, going for the push here on the bot side. But look at JPL constantly just scouting the enemy here with Fuji having difficulty to go for skill shots.
No more mana at this point.
Oh my.
But look at this. Absolute Zero focus down onto the bottom lane. They managed to get a single kill on over to Vanix and also bring down the T1 turret. But at least they did manage to go for a retrade up to the top lane. Trade at the top lane. So there's one T1 and the T2 is about to go down as well.
2 turtles already been secured here for Flash SG. They're looking for their third one also. But Absolute Zero here, under 7-minute mark, out of turrets here, has been secured already by Flash SG. Now they're going to go in for this turtle contest. They have Converge here in the middle lane, but will they force this team fight though? Because JPL is just giving so much information here in the Vision game.
That's his thing. He's annoying in the face of many teams because what he does is he tried to Reggie Sandstorm out of that, but it worked out too well, huh?
I remember all the support players out there. If it die, it's just space created.
Yes, space created.
They created.
Got the turtle, didn't they?
Yeah, correct.
They got it.
That's the reason, guys.
If not for his death, it's not a free turtle.
That's always the reason of support players, and I can relate. Space created indeed. So 3 turtles been secured here from the side of Flash SG.
Saving your own ass, huh, Mr. Tigro?
But man, the JPL, even though he died, giving so much attention here for the side of Absolute Zero and resources as well just to pick him off. It's still worth it, man. Still worth it for Flash SG, for JPL to sacrifice himself.
I really like the itemization coming from JPL as well, right? Because we are looking at the Sicilians. In the early stages of the game, you don't expect too much damage. Of course, if you keep on being hit by the bad impact, it starts to add up, right? So initially, just don't get hit. So the main problem when it comes down to being a Khalid Roam is that there are 3 players that deals a lot of physical damage in terms of skills. There's the Phobius, there's the Lucas, and not to forget even the Brody when it comes down to torn apart memory. So most tanks normally just opt for half building, you know, the chop suey of different items, such as the Dreadnought armor, the robe, and essentially just the Dom Ice's black shield.
Correct.
So normally that's the way to go. But JPL decided to pick up Anticuras right off the bat because it's 3 physical damage dealer, and in fact it's skill damage. So it makes very good sense. I do like that direction.
And it's really difficult at this moment in time here to burst down the rest of FPL SG, Flash SG rather. And look at how the side of Flash SG is just zoning out everyone here. But you mentioned, of course, the composition coming in from Absolute Zero. They do have the scaling potential here, especially Fuji here on the Sicilian. But the question is, when is that timer will Absolute Zero going to pop off here in this game? But without such map control we are seeing here against Flash SG is really difficult here for them. They must find a way, or at least a miracle play here to bounce back.
Now, the good thing is that when it comes down to a Lucas, he kind of skills all around the game. Mid stages of the game is pretty naughty as well, right? Nutty. He's pretty nutty as well, right? So by that point in time, in the mid stages of the game, he would have the what was that called again? Crap, the one that speeds you up into attack. But hold on a second, as we do have a really good Lantern Flare. Actually putting Rapidude in the top spot, but at least it does have the Circling Eagle away.
Okay, he's trying to go back already here, but still Flash SG continues the siege here at this moment. Will they be able to force a team fight? Look at Ken just taking away the attention as well, and Hades just poking them outside.
It's pretty painful, but it's not something that Absolute Zero can't deal with. Now, you asked about their power spike. At least all around the clock, I think that they can deal with a lot of these pressure, but the real power spike really comes in when Bougie gets all the stacks that he needs, and of course the items. This is roughly at about 17 minutes in when it starts to be a lot more painful, and of course 20 minutes in, yeah, it just goes crazier from that point onwards.
Yeah, but it takes too long there, Abstract. It takes too long. And the Flash SG, they don't want that thing to happen indeed. And just like this, the non-stop aggression, non-stop siege, auto turrets being secured already. Absolute Zero, the only thing they can do is just to hunker down here and reach for the power spike here into this game. But Flash SG, non-stop, not resting a little bit here, still invading as well the jungle area here against Absolute Zero. JPL?
I think that he's gonna be fine.
Okay.
Or maybe for Curtizi. Crimson Beacon himself right out of there.
Okay.
Do not want to deal with Absolute Zero at all.
Yeah, I thought he was going to commit the Raging Sandstorm there with the flanking maneuver, but I guess not. Just playing it safe for now. And remember, Flash SG just needs another win here to proceed right now into this game. But Absolute Zero, they're converging here to the middle lane.
Okay. Buju was slightly out of position, but he's going to be fine for now. The Raging Sandstorm from JPL is going to be committed just to get himself right out of dodge. While in the meantime, we've got Buji's positioning, gets himself in a tough spot, but never mind, as Absolute Zero fought back and taken down Ken.
Okay, Ken will respond under 30 seconds. That's a good timing for the Lord respawn time as well. So at least Flash SG can manage on that casualty here for the side of Ken, but they can go for the split push. I do love here how they transition right now, but look at the damage, the itemizations right now for the side of Salas. They do have damage. You have DHS here, you have PC, and Malefic Gun as well. This puts a punch already here.
Never mind. Circling Eagle plus that Lucas just gonna be jumping right in the face of Hades, but fortunately not quite enough to bring him down at all. Hades brings down Rapidute. As such, 2% down from the side of Absolute Zero. All three members just runs away. Vendetta had to expend the flicker, but JPL! Oh, the quick stand gun slows them down! Who would have thunk?
I did not expect that one.
Oh my god!
This just... Okay, look at this replay here. It was initiated first by Absolute Zero, but no damage whatsoever has been dealt upon by Flash SG. The counter punch hits so hard. 3-man down here against the side for Absolute Zero.
That is big brain! I know that when it comes down to skills, it literally says slow people down in a quick sand guard, but everyone thinks of it as a healing opportunity.
Correct.
You won't just cut in the lanes and specifically say like, okay, this is a normal play. I will go in there and I will just heal myself.
Wow.
No one would do that.
That was one of the perfect situation and how to utilize the quick sand guard.
How well JPL knows his heroes, right?
Man.
I cannot stress this enough. I play Khalid a lot of times before, but it has never crossed my mind that, okay, I got this opportunity, I go past them, I quick send guard so that the rest of my team can follow up. No way in hell am I gonna think that. The first thing I think of is, I got Desert Tornado to deal the damage.
Speaking of damage here, it is still going to be Absolute Zero trying to fend off this siege, but look at the damage but that Flash SG is dealing here and to the back lines, a 4v5.
That is such a classic Naruto versus Sasuke fight. Sasuke won against Naruto and then recalls in his face. Oh my goodness. This is a repeat of what we would have seen in the Naruto sequel. But hold on a second, as we do have all of the all of the T3 turrets destroyed.
Single siege, 3 inhibitor turrets gone. Flash SG here is now looking to end this game. So Hades right now, we've seen the interaction between these two, right? So I mean, Flash SG here is just perfectly going to have this game into their way. Absolute Zero, on the other hand, we're now reaching the 14-minute mark with this composition we've mentioned a while ago. Late game composition. Will it be enough though? Because there's no targets anymore here for the side of Absolute Zero. It's gonna be easy for Flash SG to initiate team fights as well as pressure the lanes. Absolute Zero is looking for a pick-off here, but it's really difficult without the cross-map play heroes or the mobility unless they have to rely for Rapidot here, and they have been spotted.
Give them 3 more minutes and they will be able to do magic, as we do have got a Sanguine Claws that managed to land onto Hades. As such, he's going to go down right after the immortality has been popped. But the rest of the members coming for the side of the Flash SG with JPL as well as Ken pushes the Rapidude as well as the last away. So this is going to be a fight that's split into two. Vendetta taken down by the hands of Vanix, but in the meantime, None focuses himself right into Vanix and Ken. Not quite enough to do anything. As such, both of them will go down, leaving Salas as well as Rapidude all alone. But that's a very aggressive play coming in from Rapidude. But hey! The guiding wind brings Salas away. As such, now they have to defend their core against JPL and Vanix. Rapidude pulling the creeps a little bit further away, but that's not quite enough for them to extend their lifeline.
Man, that defense from the side of Absolute Zero, however, is not enough. It's just too slow for that Brody to find its way through.
You
but
don't
then
have
again,
good wave clear.
no, not a good wave clear there. But man, Team Flash right now is going to be proceeding into our playoffs. They did pretty good, dominating fashion.
Now.
Yeah,
Okay.
semifinals.
Man, I was about to mention about the fact that the team actually has got pretty good wave clear coming in from Lucas as well as the Sicilian. But unfortunately, both of them were taken down.
Yep.
And they just left with Rapidude playing as the Matilda, as well as the Brody.
Yep.
Both of which have got no wave clear.
It's really hard for. We've seen how Absolute Zero trying their best here to go for the pick-offs here, but they cannot take down anyone here. Just too much macro plays that we have seen so far from the side of Team Flash SG. And this cost them a lot of resources to just pick off anyone at JPL. Is Khalid just giving us a great, incredible insight on how to fully utilize this hero.
This is really basic. Like, this is so basic of a thing that you can do, of knowing you can slow people. I cannot get this out of my head. It's such a basic thing. But I have never seen anyone do it that way before.
Yeah.
But JPL did.
It was clear, right? It was clear.
Yeah, it's a very clear intention.
Yeah.
Very, very clear intention. I don't know if anyone. I don't know if anyone can just like very confidently just come up to me and say, I am also another kind of player that will walk into people and quick send guard.
Yes,
No,
correct.
you are a liar. You will go in and you will desert sandstorm.
Yes.
You will desert sandstorm.
Correct.
Without a doubt. Even if it's off cooldown, you will use your passive. You will
Correct.
slap them. You will slap them. You will not use your second skill just to heal. No, you will not. Don't lie.
This is also the showing how the chemistry from the side of Flash SG. I'll use my quick stand guard to slow. You finish this too, like this one. So
this is
great
truly
community,
teamwork, right? Truly teamwork.
Wow.
Love the itemization coming from JPL as well. Straight away, just went for the anti-Kuras. Ken similarly did the same thing as well. Even though this is not exactly a Ken game, because I mean he's a Hilda. The Hilda is technically picked up just so that they can deny the Irithel and have an answer to the Irithel. In the end of the day, they did manage to deny the Irithel and force AZ into picking up that Brody, which in the end didn't really quite work out all that well. Did manage to pick up a kill onto Vanix. Oh, no, he did not kill Vanix. Vanix didn't even die once. So I know that Salas did manage to kill someone in the bottom lane, but I'm not too sure exactly who that person is. I think it's Ken.
It was Ken.
I think it's Ken.
Yeah. But on the other side here, I love the draft, to be honest, from the side of AZ on the first phase. They have the Lucas, they have the Matilda, they have the Phoveus, right? They deny the Phoveus in the hands of Ken. However, Team Flash was looking forward for this actually to cut off Salah's comfort heroes here as well in the gold lane. So totally, when it comes to rotations as well, Flash SG managed to take this game against AZ and how they being aggressive themselves here on their rotations against this lineup from the side of Absolute Zero. Nan, actually, they had this comfort pick here. Nan has been, I mentioned a while ago, right, that he's one of the players who can really dominate onto the Lucas pick.
Yep.
But so far, it's been shut down here. Cannot even go for a burst damage. We've seen how they tried to go for the pick off, but no ending kill there for the side of AZ. And this is really what makes all the skirmishes here to the favor for the side of Team Flash.
I think this is also the reason Nan has got that opportunity to do that is because they were given space. In the early stages, or rather in the laning phase, there was a lot of space given away to Nan to really just play around as the Lucas and pick himself up with his very first item, right? So generally, that's where the Hunter Strike comes in and he goes crazy, he snowballs. But this time, they didn't do it at all. Khalid, played by JPL with a 0:1:8, constantly went into the face of the enemies, giving so much precious information.
Yes.
They have a healer that literally went in for a proxy. They have, who was that? Juicin, is it? Do they have a Juicin on their side?
Yeah.
Yes, I think, yeah.
On the other side,
Mage is a Juicin, yeah. So with the Juice...
No.
Was it really?